Every few years, another ridiculous recycled piece of political fiction makes the rounds on the internet. It's warning us that the United States is on the verge of some secret, covert, radical takeover. You've all seen the latest version. It claims former President Barack Obama, supposedly a secret Muslim operating on behalf of a global brotherhood, orchestrated a multi-decade plot to flood this country with immigrants and hand the keys of American governance over to Islamic extremists. And now people are panicking because someone tied to this supposed brotherhood got elected somewhere. And to that, I have to ask the people pushing this narrative one simple question. You dare call yourself a patriot? You stand there holding the Constitution, wrapped in the American flag, talking about how much you love this country. And in the very next breath, you claim a tiny fraction of 1% of the population is going to dismantle the entire United States of America. That's your idea of patriotism? Believing that the greatest, most powerful nation on the face of the earth is a paper tiger? Is so weak, so fragile, and so helpless that a few blog posts and a mayoral election are going to bring down 250 years of liberty? What an absolute insult to the United States. Let's look at the actual facts, if facts even matter anymore to the people spinning these fairy tales. First off, the core premise regarding the ex-president and his faith. Barack Obama is a practicing Christian. His faith has been documented for decades. During his presidency, every reputable fact checker on earth has debunked this secret Muslim nonsense. And as for his foreign policy, the historical record is right there for anyone who bothers to look. It was under the Obama administration that a U.S.-led coalition launched tens of thousands of airstrikes to completely obliterate ISIS caliphate in Iraq and Syria. It was under Obama's direct order that U.S. Navy SEALs put a lead pill in Osama bin Laden in 2011, dealing the single heaviest blow to global jihadist terrorism in modern history. So let me get this straight. An administration that systematically wiped terrorist networks off the face of the Middle East was secretly plotting to install them in Washington, D.C.? That's not just false, that's embarrassingly bad fiction. Now let's talk about basic arithmetic, because apparently math is optional when you're building a conspiracy theory. This whole narrative relies on driving absolute panic, that immigrants are about to dominate American politics. But let's look at the numbers from the Pew Research Center. Muslims make up roughly 1.1% of the total U.S. population. That's about 3.45 million people of all ages, most of whom are working class families, small business owners, doctors, and engineers just trying to live the American dream. By contrast, self-identified Christians make up 60 to 65% of the American population. That's over 200 million people. Do the math. Practicing church-going Christian patriots outnumber the entire Muslim population in America by 60 to 1. And you're trying to tell me that a group representing 1% of the country is somehow going to perform a hostile takeover of a nation of 335 million people? If you honestly believe that, you don't just lack a calculator, you lack a backbone. You see, the most offensive part of this whole conspiracy isn't just its ignorance. It's the sheer lack of faith it displays in you, in me, and in the American people. To swallow this story, you have to accept three completely ridiculous ideas. First, You have to believe that tens of millions of Christian patriots sitting in local communities, school boards, state legislatures, and federal offices are going to just sit on their hands and let it happen. Second, you have to believe that the United States Armed Forces, our law enforcement officers, and our court systems, built and maintained by millions of men and women who swore an oath to protect the Constitution, are just going to shrug and roll over. And third, you have to believe that America's constitutional system is so paper thin that a city mayor or a former president can magically press a button and dissolve the republic. Real patriots don't shake in their boots over bad internet rumors. Real patriots don't treat the United States like a house of cards that's ready to blow away in the breeze. This nation was built on the Constitution. It was built by millions of men and women who bled for it, who worked for it, and defend it every single day. It is the most resilient, durable constitutional republic in human history. So if you want to call yourself a patriot, act like one. Stop giving airtime to absurd fictions that make us look weak. Stop underestimating your fellow Americans. And start having a little more faith in this nation that we built. For fuck's sakes.